Hey guys, welcome to Film Learnin, a show dedicated to learning some filmmaking and learning you good. Welcome to part 3 of our 3-part animation mini-series. Whew, we made it. Animation time. Remember, if you're joining us for the first time, check out parts 1 and 2 below. So in order to animate some facial expressions and lip sync, we better have some dialogue, right? Right. So I'll be using this line from our Minecraft episode of Video Games vs. Real Life. Well, time to get some wood. But feel free to record any dialogue you like.
Zero Dragons!
Maybe not that. Now before we get started, I just wanted to say that lip sync takes a lot of time to get right. So don't be surprised if it takes the longest out of all your animation steps. That said, if you get the lip sync right, your animation will look so much more awesome. So here's how we do it. I've imported my audio clip and we're going to just drop that on the timeline just under our mouth controls. Hit LL on the keyboard to reveal the waveform. This will give you an idea of where your vocal beats are. If we scrub to the end of the audio clip and hit N, we can trim the clip temporarily so that just the part we need is in the RAM preview. If we hit 0 on our keyboard, our RAM preview plays the audio too. Well, time to get some wood! And another tip while we're at it, if you hold the control key, you can scrub through the timeline and play your audio at the same time, like so. Well, time to get some wood! Alright, that's enough of that. Select your mouth control and let's move the slider until we find our neutral smile. We'll then hit the stopwatch. We'll then head down to that keyframe, right click on it and select Toggle Hold Keyframe. This ensures that no other frames of our mouth comp pop up in our animation in between our frames, as that can happen when you do a time remap. From there, let's scrub to the first bit of our voice. Okay, it starts with a W. Move your slider until we find the W face. That's it. Our next sound is a eh. So let's go with this face here. Now our last sound is an L, so let's find our L face. We'll also add our neutral smile back after the end of the L. Alright, let's check out a preview. Well, time to get some wood! Well, time to get some wood! Alright, we now have one word down. We'll now follow that same process to form the rest of the words in the sentence. I'm going to speed up the footage so we aren't here all day. The end product looks like this. Well, time to get some wood! Pretty good. So now that the mouth is done, let's move on to the eyebrows. Same first step guys. Move the slider until we find a neutral brow, hit the stopwatch, head to the keyframe and toggle on the hold. We'll then scrub to the point where he first starts to talk. Move the slider until we find the first frame of our surprised brows, move forward one frame, add the second frame of our surprised brows. We'll then scrub to the end of him saying, well, and lower them back down. Essentially just reversing the animation we just did. Let's check out a preview. Nice. I think I'll raise them back up when he says wood as well. There we go. Now, just so I don't leave out the eyelids, we'll follow those exact same steps before and add in a blink, which is as easy as adding a keyframe with the eyes open, following it up in the next frame with the eyes closed, letting that go for a frame or two, and then going straight back to our eyes wide open. See? That was pretty easy. One last thing in the face, the pupils. These are really easy to animate. All we have to do is just keyframe the position. What I actually like to do is fix them into one area, set a keyframe, and actually move them during the blink. That way you can actually hide when you move the position, and it looks a little more fluid. And that's our face, all animated. Okay, we've animated the face. Now, the body. For animating the arms and the body, it's really just a personal preference to what you do. My advice is to act out the scene in the mirror and see what you look like doing it. But to give you an idea of how you animate with these controls, it's very easy. It's essentially position animation. Hit P, hit the stopwatch, and move the controller where you want your arm or leg to go. Say we want to raise the arm then lower it. We just raise it up, and you guessed it, lower it back down. I like to animate the arms and then move over to the body. Because let's face it, when we move our arms, our body moves too. When you do this, it really does sell that your character has weight to them as well. So I'll animate both the position and the rotation of the body. First the rotation. When Steve's arm goes back, we'll keyframe the body to rotate back slightly, and then when he moves forward, we rotate it back down again. Moving on to the next part, we'll do the same sort of process, but we'll just modify it a little bit. This will keep it feeling natural and a little more individualistic. I also tend to add a little correction of 1 degree or so after this frame, as it makes it look like he wobbles a little bit. It makes your animation seem a little less stiff. The same thing goes for our position animation. When Steve goes back, I'll add a keyframe, raise him up slightly, and as the arm goes down, I'll bring that position back down. Alright, let's move on to the next one, doing the same sort of thing. The process is pretty much the same. I'll wait 2 frames and then I'll bring him up a little bit more. If we add all of that up, the mouth, eyelids, eyebrows, arms, and body, we end up with something like this. Not bad, but let's adjust it a little. A little bit more adjusting. Looks pretty decent, but as you can see, it's not really hard to do. But it does take some time to get it looking just right. Hell, that's animation. It takes patience and attention to detail, but when you get it right, it looks awesome. Okay, now that we're happy with that animation, let's head up, open a new comp, make it 1920 by 1080, full HD, and we'll name it Final. Drop our Steve comp right into that shot, scale him up or down depending on whether you want a close-up or a far shot, then drop in a background and you get something like this. Well, time to get some wood! So that's the end of our 3-part series on animating a cartoon in After Effects, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up and share the video. If you're new here, slap a click on that subscribe button. We have new episodes every week. Check out my own animated show, Video Games vs. Real Life, right here. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a request, hit me up on Twitter or the Facebook page. And until next week, my fine-feathered friends, keep learning!